Yeah, I think it was difficult for everybody. The conditions were just quite slippery to start with wet tires, and then when we changed to slick tires, the circuit is not completely dry, and you must stay on the line because if you go a little bit offline, you have a problem. To overtake other cars, you have also a big problem because you must stay online. It was very dirty offline, so it was a very tough race for everybody, I'm sure.
Any problems with the car at all during the race?
Yeah, I had earlier on the first gear broken. When I come into for the pit stop for changing tires, I don't know what happened. First gear just broke, and then I start using second only at some places, but it was okay. And I was concerned with the gearbox if first gear would damage other gears, but fortunately it went the whole race.
Of course, you were having a close race with your teammate, but he got a 1-minute penalty. He was ahead on the road. What period of the race did you know that? As soon as you'd stopped, or did they tell you over the radio?
No, as soon as he was penalized, the team told me over the radio. When I was still ahead of him, I think, in the circuit itself. So I knew he was 1 minute penalized, so I tried to go as quick as I could, of course, but I wasn't racing him because it was not a point at all.
Nelson, congratulations, a fabulous second place. The Benetton going very well indeed now. You had quite a tough race there with first Alan Prost and Nigel Mansell was pushing you hard. Tell us about the dice with the two Ferraris.
Well, in the beginning of the race, I saw Alan was a big problem with the traction. My car was not very good also in the wet. I have all the setup for the dry condition, and soon the circuit started to be dry. I started to be quicker, and I could see that I was a little bit quicker than Prost in the braking, and I overbrake him, and it happened. And after that, Manson was pushing hard in my back, and I was trying to survive.
Nigel, another great race. You came through and pushed Nelson very hard indeed at the end. Your car looked as though maybe you were having a little bit of problems in the dry. Maybe you had it too set up for the wet. Am I correct?
Well, a little bit, but we had a compromise, but I had big oversteer, and one of the biggest problems I had was coming out the hairpin. The automatic box was missing one gear every other lap, and you lose that just coming onto the straight, and before you know, you've lost about 50 yards.
What about the rest of the race? There was obviously a lot of problems overtaking traffic. You did a lot of overtaking in this race. At the beginning you had to keep to the dry line and then just wait, be patient?
Yeah, you had to be patient, and as Ayrton and Nelson have said, the trouble was as soon as you go offline to overtake, it can take maybe one lap or even a lap and a half before you get good grip back. And a few drivers were very good, they moved offline, but a few other drivers, they just stayed right on the line and forced you offline, and it spoilt the race at the end.